Initiating podcast download. Prepare yourself. Put on your spandex. Lace up your boots. Wrap your wrists. Hide your razor blade. Head to gorilla position. Grease up your hair. Apply baby oil. Okay, apply more baby oil. Get into gimmick. Keep your ears open and your mouth shut. Have fun and be safe out there, brother. Welcome to I'm on Wrestling. Now your host, Gregory Iron.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Iron on Wrestling with Gregory Iron. I'm your host, Gregory Iron. This is episode 320. What rhymes with 20?
Show me the money.
Yeah, I like money.
Yeah, so do I. I don't have much of it, but I'd like more of it.
Wow. Pardon the interruption, but this guy starts the show crying like a big baby.
Oh, me baby.
Yep.
Me not baby Greg, me baby Elwin.
Oh, no.
Me have no money.
Oh, what's wrong, man? It's a horrible time of year to not have money.
Yeah, me buy Christmas gift for a child.
So you're a baby buying gifts for a child?
Oh, me good baby. Oh, change my daddy.
Where do you get your source of income?
Oh, only babies.
Oh, no, that's not
What?
good.
Oh,
Who's
the
I think
Republicans.
You should. Okay, it's like who's on a list of people that
The
are
site
signed up
crashes,
to only
just like
babies.
Grindr.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Only babes.
Good Lord. How are you?
Only infants.
Yeah, you're poor, but
Infants.
other than being poor, how are you?
Great. Everything is so good.
Yeah.
No, it is. It is. I'm happy. A new house, new dog, new job.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get a new co-host soon.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I'm sorry. You're right here.
Yep.
Right now.
Yep.
In front of all these people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's the deal, man? I saw a couple things happened over the weekend. Maybe to you.
Yeah, you're poor. I am sore.
Oh.
From pro wrestling.
And your mother's a whore.
She's deceased.
I didn't mean yours. I meant other people's mothers.
I'm thankful for other people's mothers.
Yeah.
This is our Thanksgiving episode, I guess. Technically speaking, it's Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah.
If
You
you're
remember
listening
when
to this on
Survivor
Wednesday.
Series was a Thanksgiving night tradition? Then it was a Thanksgiving Eve tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was just on a random Sunday.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
do try to keep it in the week of Thanksgiving. I
Yeah.
will say that. I mean, we do have Survivor Series this coming weekend. Were you thankful for the AEW pay-per-view this past weekend that I'm sure we'll talk about in the bonus episode?
I was thankful that it was on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thankful guys are getting paid and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a hard watch for me anymore, though.
My biggest complaint has been there's so much blood all the time. But good thing that there wasn't any blood. Oh.
What?
I was going to say good thing there wasn't any blood on the pay-per-view, but it started in match 2 and continued through match 12.
Well, we'll talk about the good and the bad of that pay-per-view, and we'll preview the upcoming Survivor Series pay-per-view. And there's some stuff we probably have to catch up on that we need to do in a bonus episode. Like, we haven't talked about the returns of Zack Ryder or Dolph Ziggler because, I had to record the show from home last week. But basically, I was trying to prepare for coming back to wrestling. And I don't know if I did. I didn't know if I did a good job preparing for myself personally in a lot of ways, but also, so let me say it like this. So, and then I'll talk about the actual return. Boy, was I hurting afterwards to the point where I thought like, oh no, I've injured my pec tendon again. So I returned to wrestling in Buffalo, New York for Empire State Wrestling. And so I'm like I'm contacting Austin from Acupuncture after, who actually drove all the way out to the show to see this return because I had only told a couple people. I told him because he was working on my body parts to make sure that they were okay.
Which part did he stick most needles in?
I mean, when I had been seeing him, it was my neck and my shoulder and like the incision area.
Okay.
And I felt like it was helping. I mean, my biggest concern was tightness going into this weekend. And, but so afterwards, you know, I was hurting real bad, like in some ways similar to when I tore it. So I was like, oh no, this is not good, not good, not good. And Austin's texting me that, you know, I think it's just, you know, the nerves haven't felt anything like that since you've had surgery, right? And I think you're just in a little bit of shock and you'll be fine. And I'm like texting Gargano. I was like, dude, like my first thoughts after were everyone was very kind in general, but after and tell me if you've ever felt this way, Aaron. I felt like for the first time in my life, I'm an old man wrestling because I hurt so bad. And I was like, I personally felt a step off.
Okay.
Maybe that's just me. And it was like, because I like to think that I have this level of self-awareness, right? And we talk a lot about this on the show with guys who stay around too long and don't have that, right? And so I'm texting Gargano like, I feel old and I hurt really bad. And he goes, how much rehab did you do? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, you know, I've been doing rehab since like June, like weight training and stuff. Or like, you know, I started with bands, then weight training in August. And he goes, no, like how much ring time did you have? And I was like, none. Why would I go in the ring and hurt myself before I do the match? He's like, you do know that you should have been in the ring before this, right? And I was like, no. And he goes, yeah, like when a guy comes back from an injury, they don't just go in the ring like live on TV. They, you know, they got to hit the ropes and bump and stuff. And I like know that, but I just didn't think about that because I just wanted to come back naturally, which is not how that works because I'm not in my 20s anymore. And I was like, oh. So by the time the night was over, I was definitely sore Saturday morning, but by Sunday, it was nowhere near as bad. So I do think that Austin and Johnny were both right. And I really just shocked my system really, really horribly. Because, you know, when you think about it, I went from going from surgery to bands to no more than 15-pound weights to now I have John McChesney hitting me and kicking me in my pec and my arm repeatedly and being superplexed off the top rope. So I really escalated very quickly. So maybe that's why I hurt so bad.
I'm sure. Plus, I could tell you this as a guy who had the maybe briefest wrestling in-ring career, going to be when I'm managed, okay, and just doing the spot where I'm on the apron distracting the referee and then jumping down from the apron to the floor, that hurts because I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have that tolerance. So always worried about if I was going to blow out a knee or tear a quad or something.
Can't have that.
No.
But
I wouldn't be able to dictate what the finish was supposed to be for the Rumble.
Okay. A lot of people were asking me in my DMs saying like, when did you plan to come back? You know, I was questioning it for a while, honestly. I mean, we talked about it here on the show, and there was a point where it was sort of lingering in the back of my head early on. So for those that don't know, back in November for the second year in a row, I won the Empire State Wrestling Elio DiPaolo Cup. I'm the only guy in history to win it 2 times back-to-back. Beat a lot of good names to win that cup. They're usually done in a 6-way scramble scenario, gauntlet-style scramble. And when you win that trophy, you can cash it in within a year to win the ESW title. And so I won it in November. And at the end of my rehab, talking to my doctor, he said, yeah, you should be good to get back to the ring, start of the new year if you want to do it. And I go, hypothetically, because that's how wrestling works. I go, hypothetically, what if I had a show in, let's say, mid-November? Could I come back to wrestle? And then he was like, yeah. And actually, my doctor who did my surgery, we had a conversation. I don't even know if I mentioned this to you, because I just assumed he was sort of on the peripheral what pro wrestling is. I had mentioned something about Triple H and his comeback, and I was referring to him as like this wrestler Triple H, just assuming he didn't know, and like him tearing his quad and going down to Birmingham. And he was like, oh, I was one of the surgeons down in Birmingham when Triple H was going through that. And I was like, oh, fucking for real? And he was like, so he knew the whole deal. So he's a really good surgeon. And he was like, yeah, I think you're an athletic guy. I think if you wanted to wrestle in November, you'd be good. And so I was like, do I want to wrestle in November? And I started talking about it. And I started talking to Bret from Empire State Wrestling about it. And, I made the decision to pull the trigger. And I got new gear for it, which was very last second. And I needed new wrestling boots because my old ones were just shot. They probably should have lasted 2.5 years, and I doubled that by getting them resold. They're done. I ordered boots cheaply from Pakistan. They were not good.
No.
When I got them the week of the match, they were definitely $150 boots from Pakistan because they were not the correct size, not good quality. They felt like costume boots, and I was like, motherfucker, there's no way that I can wrestle in these. And so I said, what do I do in a pinch? Well, back when I was in AIW.
Please don't tell me you went Von Erich.
No.
Okay.
No, I could never do that. Back at AIW, when I was a heel with Veda Scott, to look like a douchebag, I ended up buying these tall Converse that I got custom made. And then I ended up selling them to some pervert after like 2 years for like quadruple what I paid for them. So shout out to that pervert if he listens to the show. Sorry to call you a pervert. Maybe you're not a pervert. I don't know. I just assume that anybody who buys my stuff, for the most part, is a pervert.
Sorry,
except for
Brodie.
Dean Chard. Dean Chard, not a pervert.
Oh.
Not a pervert, okay? There are Dean Chard, Ryan Krasdalahala. I know you guys are actual fans because as someone who is not a pervert, if someone that I loved was selling gear for a reasonable price for my collection, I would buy it, right? So I know you're not all perverts. But
this guy was. And then you went to a hotel and wrestled him.
That never happened. But so I thought, let me buy some tall Converse, right? And so I go to Amazon because I'm in a pinch. I need it in like a day. Of course, I order it to show up on Thursday. First time ever in the history of Amazon. Of course, they're like, your order's delayed. Won't be here till Friday at 9 p.m. I'm like, well, I'll be in Buffalo. Yeah. Motherfuck. Luckily, shout out to my boy Sean Togood, former guest of the show, star of You're My Hero. He was coming into the show from Canada with his mom, his lovely mom. And he stopped at a Journeys for me, who happened to have like these tall, checkered Converse that I could substitute for boots. He got them for me, so we were good. And my brothers came out from Cleveland.
Oh, your brother came out.
Yeah.
It's about time.
No, they came out to watch the show. They came out to watch the show.
Okay.
So Zach Thomas he was actually in the Battle Royal to start the show. And then my brother Mike came with his wife Stephanie and my lovely niece Sydney. And they all really enjoyed being out there. And it was nice to have them. And it was important for me for them to be there because I feel like so often I have these moments of like, wrestling's pretend or whatever, but I do a lot of this stuff on my own. And I think it's even though in some ways, these title belts are props, I really think highly of ESW and Bret and the things that they've done for me over the years. And when you know, when I get the opportunity or the idea thrown at me, like, hey, we would like to make you our main champion, that never makes sense on paper. As a guy who can step outside of himself and look at wrestling from another perspective, I'm like, why are we making the 5'4" guy with cerebral palsy champion? To me, he should always be the guy who, like, I think he's good enough to where he could main event every now and then, but we're not going to give him the belt. So when they want to do that, I'm like, you know, immediately my thought was like, yeah, so like I get the belt and then someone cashes in and I lose it immediately, and they're like, no, we're not going to, no, we want you to like actually maybe win the belt. And so I wanted that to mean something, and I wanted to share that with my brothers, and just have it like, just be a nice weekend where I don't rush home and I just kind of enjoy the moment and catch up with old faces. And because I don't know how many more of these I got left in me. And
that was probably it.
Well,
judging off that performance,
shut the fuck. It was fine. You know, it was nice. We had like a nice little My Sacrifice video package that interrupted the three-way before it started with Vince Valor and Gavin Glass and John McChesney. And I came out and I cashed in my trophy, and me and the crowd, it was like 500 or 600 people. We sung Higher together by Creed. Before I got in the ring, the match started. And in the end, with my cerebral palsy pile driver, I became the new Empire State Wrestling champion. And so it was very nice.
I was happy to see that. I saw it on social media. I didn't even know you were returning. You kept it kayfabe from me, brother.
That's not true. You knew.
Maybe you told me and I just didn't care.
You're a piece of shit. I swear to God. So
I haven't been able to do this with anybody for 2 weeks. Everybody else gets mad at me. I say to my girlfriend, hey, you know, you kind of look like shit today, stuff like that.
Wow.
She doesn't think that's funny or good. And it's not humorous for a podcast that we're not doing. So
yeah,
when you're here, I get to do that. And I just appreciate you for that. And so what I'm giving thanks for this Thanksgiving is for you.
Well, you know, I want to say that I'm somewhat thankful for you, but I'm also, you know, shout out to everybody who supported me during the 8 months that I was recovering from all this. And, you know, especially Josh Excellence and Eric and Uncle Bobby and all the guys that set up and donated to the GoFundMe. Like, you guys kept me going and shit. And, you know, all your positive encouragement. And, you know, truly, I don't know how many more of these I have left. And I'd like to think that while I was injured, I really was and still am actively doing things, some things that I have not gone in depth about, that like I still want to be creative within wrestling, but just I don't mind wrestling, but I don't need to wrestle anymore. So I'm going to enjoy these ones that I have left in me, and if I can continue to entertain you guys without being Gregory Iron in the spotlight, I'm okay with that. So while I'm doing this as Gregory Iron in the ring, let's have some fucking fun. So I definitely have some dates coming up for ESW in January and February for sure. And, you know, as more dates get announced, I will be a part of those shows. And probably in the next week, I'll be announcing that I'll be available for bookings throughout 2026.
Why?
Why not?
Stop doing that.
I will at some point.
Healthy enough.
I'm fine.
Okay.
But and I bought new gear, so let's get some mileage out of it. And yeah, I'm back. I don't know if I'm better than ever, but I am definitely back for sure. And I'm excited for what's in the future. But I'm also excited for Thanksgiving on Thursday. Eat some food, hang out. But I'm excited to talk about some stuff on the show today. We got some bonus stuff that we're going to do on patreon.com/irononwrestling, where you get a buttload of bonus content going back to 2019. We're going to answer your questions from social media. We're also going to watch something from Survivor Series past as a part of a bonus, and talk about some current events over there as far as pro wrestling and otherwise. And but on this episode today, because apparently somehow you know nothing about this, we're going to talk about some of the quotes from a Bret Hart interview that came out this week. And there is some interesting stuff that he says about Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon and Ric Flair, and we're going to delve into it today on the show. But if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, wherever you download podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Audible, all those good podcast download websites, subscribe so you get alerted the second we drop the episode, which of course is every Wednesday. If you want it early, subscribe to Patreon. You get it early on Tuesday. Sometimes it's extended. And subscribe to the YouTube. And it's a great way to support the show. Our subscriber count is almost at 9,000. Pretty impressive. We couldn't do that without you guys. And with that being said, let's take a break, pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to talk about Bret Hart's interesting latest interview right here on Iron on Wrestling. All right. Health is important, wellness is important, and you going to TNT-health.com is important because that's where you need to get not just your supplements. Why did I say supplements? Supplements?
If you wouldn't have drawn attention to it, no one would have noticed because I didn't notice.
It's fine. It's too late. I did.
You know what could help you?
What's that?
Is some of the supplements that my friend Mike, some may know him as Vinny.
Yes.
But Mike Tomasso.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got this place called TNT. It's TNT Health.
Yeah.
TNT-health.com.
I said that before.
Yeah, I know.
Before
he's got that place. That's his. You don't have it. That's why you stutter and can't say words properly.
Supplements, it doesn't matter. They help you, and they help you more when you get them from TNT-health.com. Why? Because Mike is helping you get the results you need from said supplements. Tomato, results are results. Okay. And anything that you buy, Mike is going to guide you every step of the way as far as what it's going to do for you. And he's not going to make you just buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need like they would at Vitamin Shop or GNC. He wants to know what your goals are, and he's going to help you hit those goals. And he knows no one's perfect. He knows sometimes you're going to stray off the path to health and wellness. So you don't have to be perfect. 80% of the results is all he wants. 70%, 80%. Sometimes you can have a cheat meal. Sometimes you don't have to take all your supplements. But he just wants you to know that you're at least doing the majority of the work. Helps you track your macros, your nutrition, all that good stuff. And, I like using the creatine over there, the glutamine, the organic vanilla protein for my shakes, low in calories, high in protein. That's what I'm talking about. Mixes great with water.
Or dry.
You don't want to do it dry necessarily. You can if that's what you're into, I guess.
Okay.
But anything you buy on TNT-health.com, you'll save 10% if you use our promo code IRONON, IRONON, IRONON. And it helps the show, and we appreciate you doing that. So do yourself a favor. Free to look, TNT-health.com. But if you buy anything, save 10% with promo code IRONON. Because at TNT Health, it's about your health today, not tomorrow. And how about that Juan Ortiz and Of the Dead designs? I just saw that some of his shirts that he's designed right now are the top selling shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. How about that?
What?
Yeah, it's a real thing that's happening right now.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Juan, the good buddy?
Yes, I am talking about Juan. My good buddy, your good buddy. Some of the best sellers that are up there right now that he designed is a MLW shirt. He's got, a Mike Santana shirt that he recently designed. Loud and Proud over there.
Hey, one of my
Riley
favorite
shirt.
Santanas in wrestling.
I just saw Mike Santana this weekend. It was nice catching up with him a little bit. Former opponent of mine.
You guys wrestled before.
We did. It was when they were.
It wasn't in a hotel room?
It was in Canada for
Okay.
Alpha One Wrestling. But regardless, that's just a couple of examples of what an incredible artist that Juan is, because he's got so many top-selling shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. He's done so many designs for prominent people within the wrestling business. And right now, it's a special Black Friday sale. But if you had been listening to Iron on Wrestling for the past 6 years, you know that you could have already got this sweet deal, 20% off any pre-made free time art. Just DM him for more info. So $20 off pre-made free time art. So if you want to design for yourself, a family member, Christmas is coming up. What are you doing? The holiday season, you got to give those gifts, right? contact Juan Ortiz and Of the Dead Designs. Get something done and save yourself $20. Just go to Juan on Instagram at Of the Dead Designs, Facebook.com/Of the Dead Designs, or go to his website, ofthedead.weebly.com. Of the Dead Designs. They're bringing artwork to life.
Hey, do you think Juan could do a design for me with my new dog?
I'm sure if you paid him, sure.
What if he's wearing a Batman costume?
What? Why? Why would he be doing that?
Because he's Juan. He sometimes wears Batman costumes.
You think Juan would be wearing the Batman? I thought.
Yeah,
you
while he's
dog.
designing my dogs, my dog would be on two clouds at the same time. No, we'll talk later.
Let's talk about these Bret Hart quotes from this past week. He appeared on something called the Johnny I Pro Show. You ever heard of the Johnny I Pro Show?
It's I think it's on par with the I Show Speed. So.
I don't think it's the same thing at all.
Oh.
Let's start with some of the less outlandish takes and see how you feel, how I feel about these things. One of the things that came out of this video on YouTube, which I think was about 90-ish minutes in length, Bret Hart said that he had a tough time watching wrestling today because it's too fake to him. Here's the quote. I'll be honest, I have a hard time watching today's wrestling. I just can't really watch it. It's too fake for me. But I love watching the old 90s wrestling. Like when I watch my matches back or in almost any match, even obscure Stampede wrestling matches, there's something about the realism, the punches, the kicks, and even just the way the presentation is.
Wait. Bret Hart loves real kicks?
I don't, no, come on. Bill Goldberg. It just seems to me to be more onus? O-N-U-S, is that a word?
Onus.
Okay. Put on the workmanship of learning the craft of being wrestlers. Okay, so what are your thoughts of Bret Hart saying wrestling being too fake today? And
I can see that. Yeah. I mean, and I can see how guys from the past don't enjoy today's product. I'm kind of like that at times, but also I really like athleticism. So when I see something like somebody does a moonsault into a backbreaker and then 4 seconds later they're up doing a cabrada, then it's like, that's not, but also cool because they caught their breath and was able to do that.
So on the flip side, I just saw a quote from Kyle Fletcher talking about how, the wrestlers of the past generation are shitting on today's style and they don't understand to change with the times. And that's the way it's always been, that the new generation shits on the old generation and vice versa. And I think there is some validity in what Kyle Fletcher is saying, but I think as much as wrestling evolves and changes, we've talked about it on this show, the basics are the basics. Yeah. And things like the human condition never changes. The things that we react to, the things that we feel are pretty much the same. And at its core, when you really think about those things, they're so simple, right? And it's things that we understand. So when Bret talks about punches and kicks being a little shittier now, I can't disagree with that. My punches are not the best. I'm going to be honest. That's why I try to throw a lot of forearms and chops. And Bret Hart does not like chops, by the way. He's pointed that out several times.
Right.
He said that, I don't have the exact quote, but he said he's told Sheamus to his face to stop doing punches and take some time off to work on his punches. Ooh. So he went in a little bit there. But, I mean, in some ways I don't disagree that I like the presentation of some old 90s wrestling. There's some things that I wish could be incorporated into the day style of wrestling. I do like when they get a hard on every now and then on WWE where they decide to do, for example, what I'd like to call the Mean Gene position, right? Up on the stage with the crowd behind them and do the interviews up on the stage like that. I wish there were more. I don't like how AEW does it with Tony Schiavone. It just feels wasteful. I wish they would have a guy in the ring holding the microphone sometimes, conducting the interview, which they don't do anymore. And it's like Schiavone will introduce a guy on Dynamite, and then the guy will come out, and then Schiavone will just leave the ring. Why'd you have to do that?
Yeah.
Why just cue the music and what? You don't need Schiavone in the ring. Is there something from the old presentation of wrestling that you wish was incorporated in today's a little more?
Taking a breath.
Elaborate.
I just wish it wasn't move.
Oh, sell.
Like, yeah. Just take a breather for a second. Like, you hit somebody, it takes something out of that person and you.
Yeah.
You know, I can see rapid fire punches in that, but also there's a point where you gotta lay back, lay out, and sell.
If you don't sell, you don't get over in my book.
Right.
What do you have if you don't have selling?
Because a heel has to sell because they have to end up getting their comeuppance and they have to look bad at some point. The babyface has to look like he has a chance.
Yeah.
The babyface has to sell because you need the sympathy for the babyface. So I like a little more selling.
Yeah, I think some guys need to work on that.
And better promos.
The promos are rough. The promos are rough, man.
Everybody thinks they can talk.
Yeah. Especially on the indies, it's so bad. Like,
Indies, please never let me watch a promo again.
I just did a seminar 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so all the kids in the seminar, there were 10 of them. I said, hey, follow me, send me stuff. I'll watch it. One of the kids from the seminar, I'm not going to name him. He didn't send this to me, but now that we're friends, his promo came up in my feed. And it just looked like a one take, not doing this again. He's got a unique name. He didn't in no way incorporated his name as like a catchphrase. I had talked to this kid about it.
What's his name?
I'm not saying it. And
I'll get you one day.
His promo was just like, he was stuttering over his words. And I'm like, really? You couldn't do this again? Like, this is really piss poor. And of course, it's like the generic, this Saturday at so-and-so.
Because everybody's told that from the very frickin' beginning.
But who's saying that?
I know, because if you and me are going to have a legit fight, I'm not going to say, all right, August 9th, you and me at the Cleveland Pavilion?
Yeah.
Where tickets are only $8?
Yeah.
In pre-sale?
You can say the event maybe or something, but like make it organic. Everything is like, I have to put this up front.
Yeah. Give me this. I don't come to Cleveland to lose in front of my fans. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't come to the Plain Dealer Pavilion in Cleveland, Ohio to get my ass whooped.
Yeah.
You know, just something like that. Not so like you're reading it off the invitation or off the flyer.
Well, even worse now, dude, guys are doing their promos with ChatGPT. Oh. And they're writing their social media captions with ChatGPT, and it's like beyond wrestling, I fucking hurt for the next generation of soulless, lifeless, uncreative fucks who can't think of anything because they're just going to a robot for it. Yeah. Like,
it's not going to be wrestling, dude. We won't have wrestling anymore. We'll just have like AI. Like once that improves a little bit, because like I saw John Cena hit maybe Betty White with a steel chair.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm like, oh, sweet. And then I showed it to somebody. A non-wrestling fan is just a coworker or whatever.
Yeah.
I go, oh, man, that John Cena's really amping it up for his retirement. He just hit Betty White with a chair. And they're like, what? And I showed this. And he goes, okay, he's not even really holding the chair in that. So once you clean that up a little bit, then we're going to get our full card of AI matches. I mean, you wanted to see Abraham Lincoln wrestle before, right? Because he was... according to lore, the first professional wrestler.
Yeah, one of the first. Yeah, he was a traveling journeyman wrestler, with like more of a street fighter, but he had wrestling skills.
Who was his opponent? You know what I mean? Who did he work the circuit with?
I don't know. I wonder if Bill and Ted did anything with him when they traveled back in time. This quote is also from the interview that I found interesting, but not necessarily. There's an element of wrestling related to it. But a lot of it's like, wow, I don't know if you should have told this story. Different time, by the way. But Bret Hart reveals an incident that happened with him at a Sir Rod Stewart concert. So I think you'll find this intriguing, Aaron. Quote, I remember telling Steve Austin in the dressing room, I said, the way we should do a ball shot from Calgary, Stampede Wrestling, we spread your legs apart and kick you. We don't kick you in the jennies. Kick them in the bottom, basically. This is in talking about their the kick in the WrestleMania 13 match and how they were going to do it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it this way. I was at a rock concert one time, a Rod Stewart concert in Calgary. I was up really close to the stage, and there was some girl about 6'5" standing right in front of me. And she had a little girlfriend with her that was just bopping around, kept elbowing and bumping into me and bashing into me. And I'm just trying to watch the concert. I was about 18. Anyway, she finally got so mad she turned around and pulled my glasses. She scratched my face because I kept pushing her head. She turned around and clawed my face and knocked my glasses off my face. I remember I was like, this lady is driving me nuts. I don't know what to do with her. We were so close together, if she had just kneed me, she could have kneed me in the groin. She instead tried to kick me in the groin, and that's where I got the move from. I swear to God. She was so close to me, she kicked me right in the ass. Then I was mortified what could have happened because she was out to really bring me down. Anyway, I won't go into all the rest that happened, but she had a shiner at the end of the night. I couldn't do anything else, but I finally just had to knock her out. There was nothing to do with wrestling, but I remember Rod Stewart saw the whole thing, and he was mortified, looking at me through the concert like, that guy just knocked that girl out. Anyway, that's where the move came from. Your thoughts on this Bret Hart story from a Rod Stewart concert where he supposedly knocked out a woman who kicked him accidentally in the ass through the legs, where Bret Hart then invented the safe ball shot?
All right. One, I love that it was at the Rod Stewart concert because I've long listed that as the number one concert I've ever been to. Live performances, nobody's better than Rod. Hey, bro.
Okay.
But no, seriously, he's a great showman. So that was cool. And then maybe that did happen. I mean, I don't know. Who am I to say?
I don't doubt it, but it's just, I mean, like, it's kind
a
of
wild
ridiculous to
story.
say that you came up with the nut shot. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, no one else could have thought of kick the guy not in the dick when you
Right.
kick him in the dick. I mean, come on. I also, like, maybe don't talk about knocking out the woman at the Rod Stewart. I mean, that's kind of crazy, man. Like, Jesus Christ. So speaking of nut shots, another part of this interview with Bret, he said he isn't a fan of the Ric Flair, quote, stupid uppercut low blow. Quote, I know Ric Flair likes to do that ball shot where he hits the guy between the legs and all that. Just so you know, I'm sure most people know, you're never going to win a fight doing that. It's just such a lame move. I've never ever understood why on your knees doing this uppercut is supposed to hurt. Stupid move, but for
Yes.
some reason wrestling fans buy it all the time. Now, to be fair, when I first started seeing it as a kid, I, as a child, was like, that's a pretty stupid move. But when you see it enough, it just becomes a trope like anything else, right? Like, this is what they do. They do the uppercut ball shot. And I would imagine the thought process is, especially when you do it from behind, it's like you can see both faces,
Uh-huh.
you know, like the guy who's hurt and the guy who executed it. I don't disagree that it's not a dumb move. But is it better or more visual to just like do like you would in real life and just hit a guy in the balls real quick, like in the front?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm okay with that.
I would imagine you can do it and hold it and it
Yeah.
would be fine. But now I feel like if you try to do that, we're so used to the uppercut, we'd be like, oh, why didn't you just do
Yeah.
why
right.
didn't you just do the uppercut?
Right.
I don't know.
I like a Superman punch to the balls.
A Superman punch to the balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't like doing the move. I like it done to me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What the fuck? So you take the ball punch and then the boyfriend takes the ass punch? Is that how that works?
Well, he doesn't have to be a boyfriend. It could be like the first time meeting or what. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was awkward. All right. Here's the part of the interview that everybody's talking about. You ready? Are you ready?
I am.
All right. During his appearance on the Johnny I Pro show in Montreal, Bret Hart made one of the most shocking claims of his career while reflecting on the events surrounding the Montreal Screwjob. As he revisited Shawn Michaels' infamous 1997 promo, where Shawn claimed he needed time away to find his smile,
Sorry.
What are you laughing at?
It's just every time I hear he had to find his smile, it
Yeah.
makes me laugh.
Yeah. Bret said the entire situation.
He was smiling when he was fingering Sonny on a Shotgun Saturday Night or whatever that was.
No, that was at the one night only pay-per-view. Bret said the entire situation felt suspicious, even at the time.
Yeah.
He recalled watching the segment backstage, noting how odd the emotions were between Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts so far?
I think Shawn and Vince would probably wear it all over their faces. The problems that Shawn was getting ready to go through.
Quote, Shawn was crying in the ring, Bret said, describing Michaels' speech.
Yeah.
And I just remember Vince. He had this tear roll down his cheek. That moment immediately sparked Bret's suspicion. Quote, I remember watching it and going, I think there's more going on here between these two guys, honestly. Bret then stated without hesitation and without softening his words that he now firmly believes that Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels
were lovers.
Were romantically involved during that period. Quote, I suspected and now I really have some serious... I think that Shawn and Vince were sleeping with each other, he said. He doubled down as the crowd laughed. I'm very close to the truth here. Shawn and Vince were lovers. He emphasized that he was not speaking metaphorically or for shock value, insisting his belief is absolute. Quote, I would say it to Shawn if he was right here. I would actually like to have Shawn come clean and say, look, we were lovers. Later in the conversation, Bret repeated, quote, if I saw either Vince or Shawn here, I would say, I think you guys... he said, I would say, I think you guys are lovers. Bret tied these beliefs directly to the environment around the Montreal screw job and the behavior he witnessed that year. He referenced Shawn forfeiting the WWF Championship on Raw, calling the injury explanation, quote, a bunch of bullshit, especially since Shawn performed, quote, a standing backflip somersault off the top and lands right in the middle of the ring, end quote, immediately after claiming he was hurt. That wasn't immediately. It was I think it was like when he came back like 3 months later.
Mm-hmm.
He did. I do remember when he did the backflip, but it wasn't like that night he went to the top rope. He was like, by the way, backflip. Bret said he and The Undertaker exchanged looks backstage, with Taker signaling that the entire moment, that being losing the smile, was inauthentic. Quote, Undertaker looked at me and he pulled his eyelid down like this, Bret recalled, suggesting both men sensed something was off. So, yeah, he thinks
they were lovers.
Shawn and Vince
Well,
were sleeping.
that's not the first time Shawn's been called out for being another man's lover. I'd like to remind you of the time that I was training to wrestle and we were getting ready to leave the gym to come back and watch Monday Night Raw. And I said, hey, Rod. And he said, hey, bro.
yeah.
And I said, yeah, DX is supposed to have some off-the-wall promo tonight. And he's like, well, bro, of course, they're gay. And I said, they're gay?
Uh-huh.
And he said, yeah. You see how Hunter eats a banana and Shawn eats a hot dog and they look at each other? That means they're gay, bro. Real life. Shoot.
That's how that worked.
Those guys kiss each other, bro.
Oh, my God. That's horrible.
And they did, apparently, until Vince McMahon got involved. And then Hunter was out.
Well, this isn't the first time that suspicion has even been raised besides Rod Destiny. I can remember as early as, like, when was that Hawk and Animal Shoot interview? Like, in the early 2000s? You know what I'm talking about? Like, Hawk was like, he said,
03 or something.
like, maybe him and, like, was it the Harris twins? They all thought, like, I think Shawn's sleeping with Vince.
Yeah.
Like, they act so weird together, like, I don't know.
You say it was more like a father-son relationship?
Or maybe
if
like
a
a
father and a son were having sex with each other.
like a stepfather,
Yeah.
stepson, one step stuck in the dryer situation.
How did I know you were going to go there?
Yeah.
I got two dryers in my basement if you got some wet clothes.
Oh, well, I have some that need washed first, and then obviously I would need to dry them. Is that okay?
Well, then you're going to have to wash them again.
Why?
They'd get so dirty.
What's your nickname, Bubba? Yeah, I don't know if there's validity to it. Like, if it came out as a thing, I mean, it was a phase. They say Tommy Rich.
That's not true.
Didn't earn that NWA title shot.
Shut your goddamn mouth right now, you son of a bitch.
You defending your boy Tommy Rich here?
No, I'm defending the guy who sucked his dick.
Oh, okay.
Dennis Corluzzo.
It was not. No, it was not Dennis Corluzzo.
Dennis Brent.
What? It was oh, geez, I burped. It was my boy. Who's it?
Yeah.
NWA guy.
Yeah,
Damn
we know
it.
who it is.
Yeah.
The listeners know. They can write it in the comments below.
Yeah. But I mean, Bret said as early as '97, that famous promo where he said, "I know what the H stands for," and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Like, he definitely said homo.
Yeah.
And he told Sean that he, quote, barebacked his way to the top.
Yeah.
I mean, what did that mean? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he said it in '97.
Well, but also, that's not really fair. Sean was a fucking great worker.
The greatest of all time, probably.
Better than Bret?
It's hard to say, man,
Right?
because they're both like great in two different ways.
Yeah.
They're two incredibly great wrestlers in two very different ways.
But can we agree that the better babyface in that feud is Shawn Michaels and the better heel in that feud is Bret Hart? Or do you feel the opposite?
I think it's a perspective thing.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think
I just loved Bret Hart as the heel leader of the Hart Foundation group.
in retrospect, I love it. At the time, like, I didn't hate it necessarily, but like compared to like Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels and those guys, I was like, yeah, fuck Bret Hart. You know what I mean? Like, and Bret, again, Bret was my guy during the rise of the new generation. And I look back and it's crazy how many memorable matches with Bret Hart that I can watch again and again and again. Maybe more than Shawn Michaels sometimes. Like, Shawn Michaels is a guy that I'll pop in a random match to like take some stuff from. But Bret is a guy that I'll sit down and be like, I got to watch this from start to finish. Not to say that I can't watch a Shawn match from start to finish, because there are a lot of memorable ones that I like.
Point. Now that you've said that,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can agree with you on that for sure.
Yeah.
But do you remember when Vince talked to Scott Hall and Kevin Nash about his first homoerotic experience when he was hitchhiking?
Yes.
He sucked some guy off
Well,
before he punched him in the butt.
That's not. I don't think we got that far with it, but he definitely said, "Let me tell you about my first homosexual experience."
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So you think Sean probably got in on that?
I didn't say that. That's what Bret thinks.
Okay. But what do you think? What do you think the H stood for in HBK?
I will say that it was uncharacteristic of Vince by all on camera to cry like that.
Yeah.
And based on what we've heard over the years, the way he treated Shawn compared to others.
Shawn was top guy.
Yeah, but like,
because they were in love?
I mean, listen, why didn't he keep Warrior around when Warrior was like dicking Vince around? Not literally, but you know what I mean? Like in 91,
Okay.
and he like instantly fired him at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was no like,
I always heard Warrior was that way as well. He would do gay stuff with dudes in his apartment. I mean, that was from the tabloids, though. Like, not wrestling dirt sheets, but like Inquirer type magazines.
oh, well, that doesn't, you can't even say that. That's
what?
like, that's no.
So what you're saying is that
You can't trust those
aliens
things.
weren't hired, as I read in one article, to come down here and dethrone Hulk Hogan for the championship?
Okay. No.
Okay.
And that never happened.
An alien didn't defeat Hulk Hogan for the championship?
I don't think so.
Yes, Yokozuna. He's from Japan for a while. I mean, when I say alien, I don't mean outer space. What are you, crazy?
It's pretty controversial.
You're controversial.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think Shawn and Vince maybe had a thing? Is there something to what Bret said? And also, like I guess we should wrap this up by like, do you think Bret is bitter How do you view this?
Oh, that's the question? Do I think
Yeah.
Bret is better? Yeah. Of course he is.
See, I don't know if it comes off
I
as
feel like he thinks he didn't get everything he deserved in wrestling. And then I feel like he feels he ended up not being able to write all those things because of Bill Goldberg.
Well, here's my thing. I will say that his takes on these things are kind of inconsistent
Mm-hmm.
depending on the year. You know, he is he's saying different levels of things that I think that he truly believes.
Yeah.
Not that his beliefs are inconsistent, but it's like I think he's holding back a lot of thoughts depending on the moment. And I think in this moment he really believes what he's saying. And I think Bret is a straight shooter, but it's like I don't know. You made amends with Sean supposedly back in 2011. So why in 2025 now? You not only are you going to say this on stage, which, I mean, whatever. Who if it happened, I mean, I guess whatever. But why does it have to be like if Sean was here right now? I'd tell him.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell him 15 years ago? Like, hey, I think you're about
That would have been a hell of a promo on Raw. Sean comes back, Bret comes back. They're gonna have their first meeting. They shake hands. Let's let bygones be bygones. Let's sweep it under the bridge, and then they give each other a big hug. And then Bret says, "Before you leave the ring, Sean, just man to man, face to face. Were you fucking Vince? Or because I believe that." And then Sean would have just. What do you think Sean would have done in that situation live on Monday Night Raw? Think he would have super kicked Bret?
Well, I don't know if it would have been a fake super kick.
You think Bret would have pulled Sean's hair out?
That already happened.
Yeah. More of it?
Would this have been 2010 Monday Night Raw?
Whenever the return was of Bret Hart.
Boy, that would have been awkward for him to like hit post-stroke Bret Hart in the face.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, what do you people think out there?
Yeah, we gotta know. What a thing to talk about on Thanksgiving.
Well, I give thanks for, Vince and Sean's relationship. Whether they were, doing it in the butt with each other or just S-ing each other's D's, I'm not sure. But I'm thankful for it.
I'm thankful for the lovely meal that I'm going to have.
Oh yeah, right. You just want the wishbone.
I like the television program Wishbone. Yes,
Oh,
for
you
sure.
like bones.
Yeah. What's the story?
Next thing we're gonna find out, you and Joe Dombrowski had something going on.
What?
What?
Why are you bringing Joe Dombrowski into this?
Well, because he was like the Vince McMahon. Well, I guess it could be Wally then. So it'd be like if you and Wally were having this affair.
All right.
Okay.
We don't disrespect the good name of Walt the promoter, okay? He's never done anything wrong. It is what it is. Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing. I thought you were talking about William.
William. Walt. And then he turns around. That was the thing that happened one time. I don't know if I ever mentioned that on the show before we wrap this up here. Walt was going under a fake name for a second. His middle name
wrestling
William.
name, right?
Yeah, he was going under the middle name William. So he insisted in front of the sponsor to call him William. So then we were someplace and I kept calling him William and he would not turn around. So he forgot his own fake name.
Yeah.
So then I had to tap him on the shoulder and go, Walt? And then he go, what? Yeah. Did you forget your fake name? Trying to, kayfabe here. Anyways, hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. If you celebrate, maybe don't steal any land from anybody. Treat the Native Americans very nicely and enjoy the company of your friends and family. A lot of people doing the Friendsgiving this weekend.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people do. People will be enjoying the Survivor Series, which we will preview.
It's this weekend?
It's this weekend.
Wow.
It's coming up quick.
The after Thanksgiving tradition.
Yep. The second to last John Cena match. Dude,
Well,
it's about
again,
over.
we're going to, we're crossing off another name. I guess we could have done that last week or the week before, but when you and I talked about, 6 months ago, who we wanted to see John Cena face, in his last matches. You know, I know that we said definitely Dominic Mysterio.
Not one, but 2 Dom matches.
And this will be 3 now,
Or
right?
3, yeah, if you include
Because
the
6-man
yeah.
recently that Sheamus got hurt in.
I guess he would have probably got hurt in that match, huh?
They don't wrestle any other time anymore. You're going to see all the injuries mount up now. Guys don't do house shows.
Well, anyways, hey, hope you have a good Thanksgiving. If you want more content this week, over to patreon.com/Iron Wrestling for a buttload of bonus content. No free Q&A this week. We're leaving that exclusively to Patreon. We're also going to have another bonus episode. Maybe another. I don't know. Maybe it might have 2 or 3
Good
this
call
week.
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we're not giving thanks to any of our listeners by giving you the free Q&A. We're taking it away. So free
But you can give us thanks by paying what
$3
get you in the door.
$3.
Yeah.
Come on. It's cheaper than, like, I don't know.
Then $4.
Fucking eggs or anything nowadays, right? Like, do you want to eat food or do you want to listen to our podcast?
Hey, what about this guy that won mayor of New York City? Zoran Mandami?
Uh-huh.
Huge AEW fan.
Is he?
Have you heard about that?
I have not.
Oh, yeah. Video is coming up all over the internet now of him at Grand Slam. Is that an AEW match?
It is.
A pay-per-view event? Yeah. So he's there. This was from a few years ago. I believe he was singing CM Punk's song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Huge fan. So that's a cool thing, right?
I think it is very cool.
I think you're cool.
How cool will you think it'll be when Donald Trump shows up for John Cena's last match?
I think that's cool, too.
You think that's cool?
I'd be all right with it. Why
Really?
not?
What if he gets on the mic and starts going like, I think anyone here who doesn't like John Cena should be assassinated?
Yeah, okay.
What? What?
Yeah. He's the president. What do you just got to do what he says. You don't question him.
Okay. We're going to close this show today. Hey, if you want to find us on social media, find us at Iron on Wrestling. Subscribe to the podcast over on YouTube where we upload other content that isn't just the podcast. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you download podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. Find me on social media at Gregory Iron on Twitter, at Gregory_Iron on Instagram, Facebook.com/The Handicap Hero. For everything else, go to handicappedhero.com where you can book me for pro wrestling matches, pro wrestling seminars, motivational speaking engagements, and maybe some other stuff. And handicappedhero.com is where you can find my Cameo. You can find my Pro Wrestling Tees store, prowrestlingtees.com/Gregory Iron, where I think for Black Friday they're doing a little sale, 25% off. The shirts over there are mostly already $20. And you take 25% off of that. Out-of-print Gregory Iron shirts that you will not see anymore. Aaron shirts, Iron on Wrestling shirts, a Raw Destiny shirt. Check them out. Do yourself a favor and get one of these shirts while we're having a nice little sale. Why don't you? And that's all I got to plug. Aaron, what do you got?
I'm at Fair to Air on Instagram, and that's where you can find me right now. Right here, right now.
In front of all these people?
In front of you, bitch.
Okay. Seems very mean.
Yeah, that's my bad. I'm sorry.
You're okay. You're okay. But hey, happy Thanksgiving, and catch you on the flip side. Till next time, here's a gravy-filled kiss goodbye.
A gravy-filled kiss goodbye from the Guzzle Boy, Greg Iron. Hey, you know there's a Pokemon called Guzzlord? And I renamed him Greg Guzzlord because it reminds me of you, Guzzle Boy.
I hate you. I'm not thankful for you.
All right.
All right.